All right, so we just finished reading chapter 2 of Farewell to Manzanar. Chapter 2 entitled Shikata Ganai. So I'm hoping that most of you have paid attention while we're listening at the same time. Hopefully you're reading with it as we listen with the audio of the book. All right, so we're going to our next activity, which is the quote and image. It's a photable, and I hope that all of you have your photables that I gave you in the beginning of the class. All right, so let me get that. So there are several things that I need you to pay attention before you go and do anything with your photable. So listen carefully with the instructions so that I don't need to repeat it. So the first one, the first part, I will show you later what it looks like. Let me go through the instructions. All right, the first one, you are to copy the important Japanese terms from the beginning of the book, and there are things that I have to give to you as we read throughout the book. You will be acquainted with these words because it's going to repeat in several chapters of the book, and it's better to know them right now. So you're going to do that. I will give you the slides with the meaning in it, and you just have to copy it in your foldable. The second one, since we weren't able to start with the foldable yesterday when we read chapter 1, we are going to continue that today. So chapter 1, it's very easy what I am asking you to do with chapter 1. All you need to do is to find a quote, any quote in chapter 1, Pearl Harbor, and then you're going to illustrate or draw what your quote means or what it's saying. So it's pretty easy. The second one, we just read it, chapter 2. What I need you to do is draw a suitcase. Then you can either list or draw what you will bring to Manzanar. That will be important for your stay there for the time being. So you're going to draw a suitcase. You can either list the things that you're going to bring or draw. Remember in the beginning of the lesson, we watched a high school student who went to the Smithsonian Museum and met an attorney from Manzanar. And she expressed that at that time, they were only provided one suitcase to bring to their internment camp. And they need to fit everything that they need in that suitcase. And from what you recall from that video, she was still small, so imagine that they can only bring, they have to stuff whatever luggage that they have per person, the things that it's needed. So that's what we're going to do for chapter 2. I need you to draw a suitcase and list the things or draw the things that you're going to bring to Manzanar. And let me show you what it would look like, the foldable. So this is an example of a student from last year who did a phenomenal job in doing the foldable or the quote and image foldable. Like in this part, in the top right part, she lists the name of the novel, Farewell to Manzanar, and then she put the title, Important Japanese Terms. And then she copied all the Japanese terms right here in the first fold section. And then below that, she created the chapter 1 image, quote and image. So she chose one from page 6. She put on the quote, and then she drew what the quote is expressing, how it's being described. And for chapter 2, this is what it looks like. So she put chapter 2. I need you to put the title, instead of Shikata Ganai, I need you to put the title Suitcase. So put the suitcase title, and then you can draw the suitcase. Either it's open or it's just the suitcase itself, and you can list or draw the things that's going to be in your suitcase. In this case, this particular student decided to draw what she wants to bring in her suitcase when she stays for Manzanar for the time being. All right, any questions? All right, so moving along. So for the Japanese terms, we are going to go over it first, and then I will provide you the time to copy it. I'll probably provide about 10 minutes for you to copy the terms, the important Japanese terms, and then after 10 minutes, hopefully you guys are all done, you're going to move forward with chapter 1 and chapter 2. And I will provide at least 15 minutes to do the task. All right. Let me get there. All right. Let me go over the important Japanese terms that you will find in the book as we read it throughout the time we're going to learn about Farewell to Manzanar. So the first word is ise. They are born in Japan and moved to the US, first generation. Who do you think is who's the ise in the story? Yes, Papa and Mama are iseis. They're considered ise. So the next one is nisei, born in the US with parents who migrated from Japan. They're second generation. Who do you think are the nisei in the story so far? Yes, the author of the book is a nisei. Then there's a sansei. They're born in the US with grandparents who migrated from Japan, and they are the third generation. And the next one, the fourth one, is yonsei, born in the US with great-grandparents who migrated from Japan, and they are the fourth generation. So these are important terms that you will learn, you will find as we read throughout the book. The next terms, you will learn this in the future, but it's good to know now so you can copy it. The first word in this particular slide is inu. Know if you've heard of it before. So literally translated to the word dog. Also used to refer to a traitor or someone who is disloyal. The next word is bakatare. This is a derogatory term meaning stupid. Sake, it's known as Japanese rice wine. And the last one is the chapter title, which is shikataganai, meaning it can be helped. There's nothing that can be done about the situation. And it was explained also in the chapter that we just read. So I need you to copy these terms, and then we'll come back after we're done with the photo ball. All right, so guys are done with the photo ball. You can put that in your Farewell to Manzanar folders and keep it there until I collect them at the end of this unit. So the next thing that we're going to do is the Farewell to Manzanar figurative language. So I need you to copy this in your figurative language paper. Copy the quote, and then tell me if it's a metaphor, simile, or personification, and you have to explain how you know if it's a metaphor, simile, or personification. And then there's two of them, 1, 2. Let me read the first one. The first one says, the second-hand dealers had been prowling around for weeks like wolves, offering humiliating prices. And the second one is, icy gusts of wind were buffeting our barracks. May's broom could barely keep up with it. Okay, copy it. So, to answer, You've copied it and you have figured it out. So you are correct. It is, the first one is a simile, and it uses like or as to describe the second-hand dealers. And the second one is a personification, because it is making the broom feel like it's human, because it barely keep up with it, the wind. So that is our activity. We're going to move forward with our closing activity, which is answering some of the Manzanar farewell to Manzanar questions. I need you to copy the questions, and you should be able to answer it using the race format. So the questions are: why was the narrator afraid of being around other Asian or Asian Americans? Then second, what event caused Mama to break her best dishes? And the third one, describe the living conditions that were present with the family arrived at Manzanar.